So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video, and today we are talking about the one and only Cathie Wood. Okay, Cathie Wood was and made her name because she was right on Tesla, she was right on so many other stocks, she was the one big superstar. But you know, superstars have also their bad moments, and the question is if it's all over. The interest rates might be spiking, the bond yields rising, momentum stocks, SPACs, as well as those growth stocks, all are just getting hammered over the last couple of weeks. And it seems that the last time we saw this highs was back in January and February. So the big question, how about ARK Invest? Now, ARK Invest did some very interesting moves, also those moves that us impacted very much, you know, sales of Virgin Galactic in the ARK X and the ARK Q fund, and buying, for example, Coinbase, you know, for 300 something, now 40% almost is lost from them, right? So your question really is still this approach of Cathie Wood's the right one. But let's take it from the very beginning. Let's talk about what space has to do with ARK Invest. So as you might know, ARK Invest is investing into space, into future, and so on and so forth. So that means that actually you can go on ARK Invest and you can watch which stocks they are holding in their portfolio. Okay, so this is what we will do now together. So here on the ARK Invest website, you can go to investment solutions, I think. Here, autonomous tech and robotics. So we are on the ARK Q website. It's still opening. And then you can go down and then you can go into explore ETF. And then you can go into funds holding PDF. And then you can see all the stocks that they are holding, okay? And this is updated every single day, all right? So as you can see here, Virgin Galactic was, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 20, right? Or 25, 28. Now it is one of the lowest positions here on 39, as you can see, Virgin Galactic Holdings with about 1.173 million shares, which is about 22.5 million US dollars, which is not a small amount. And it's represent a 0.74% of the whole holding, okay? So as you can see in this fund, already they reduced a couple of shares. Now let's go to the other fund, which is the Space Exploration Fund, which we will see here. And you will see this is the newest fund of ARK Invest, which we thought will be the big fund for ARK Invest and space together. But unfortunately, you know, the positions from the very beginning are not being that big, so you know it was a little bit of disappointment, and then they sold about 500,000 shares, which was another big disappointment for the space community. But as you can see here, you know, this is something that is currently you know, on the number 36. Okay, I think here we was around 19, so also here, you know, we also quite went down here. Sorry, I cannot mark it that well, but you can see here number 36, Virgin Galactic Holdings. And actually this is the ticker SPACE, and this is 301,000 shares, which represent about $5.78 million, which is 0.9% of the overall ETF of ARK X. Okay, now the question is, and where we diving in now, is ARK Invest going into trouble? Okay, will they survive this period, or are they really in a downturn? And we will look into their performance and everything, so stay tuned. Let's go. So as said in the beginning, she was one of the investment superstar, and I believe she still is. I believe that her approach to investing is the right one. You can learn a lot from her, but I believe that currently it will be a very hard time for ARK Invest. Okay, so first of all, she bought, obviously, you know, there was no other chance that she is not buying into Coinbase, the number one huge digital revolution into banking in crypto, that came to the stock market just in April. It was a spectacular IPO. And if you are looking into the headlines, they quite invested something, okay? According to a couple of sources, you can see here, they bought about 246 million shares at the first day of trading, okay? And they just kept on buying. Now, what happened actually to Coin was not that great, right? I mean, first we went up to, I think, almost $400, and now we are currently at $262 per share, which is quite, bad for everybody who invested, in this short-term perspective, okay? Long-term, I think this company is quite interesting, very volatile, very much connected to the crypto market, obviously. But Cathie Wood at least, lost about 20% from this $250 million. And I think they put in even more. So the loss must be a little bit less because they obviously bought the dip to bought more, when it's dipping. So, what we are doing for the last couple of days and buying the dip on the dip on the dip on the dip, okay? But if you're looking into the ARK Invest fund, and I'm looking here into the main fund, which is the ARK, you can see that over the last 3 months, I mean, if you had your money with ARK, you are not happy. From 156 to about 112 as of this recording. This is a loss of 27.55%. This compared to, for example, Tesla, the last 3 months we lost only 20. Okay, so even an ETF lost to more than one of the most volatile stocks that I know on the stock market. This is very much about growth, momentum, and meme stock and Elon Musk tweeting and everything. So not a great performance. However, you can see here that not only this is the main fund, but also the other funds like, for example, ARK Genomics, okay, lost also about 25%. ARK Next Generation Internet lost also about 25, so all around the overall situation with ARK Invest, we are seeing deep losses since the beginning of the year, which is not great, right? But, that's what it is. So you can see here nicely from where we came from, specifically, with prior to the health crisis, we were approximately, a company that, or an ETF that made, maybe beat the market slightly. Then came the drop in March 2020, and then the huge gain of about, 300% almost from the lows in March 2020 to the highs of February 2021, and now a quarter of that is gone. Now, if the overall situation will continue like that, we shall see. But as you can see, as of this recording, which is Friday afternoon, just the unemployment data came out, which just hint a little bit that the economy might not be that good, that might the growth stocks and the interest rates stay low and the growth stocks will benefit from that. And, what we are seeing is Peloton up 5%, though those are also because of the great numbers. But Tesla is up 2%, Space is up 2.5%. So all of this great, movement are displayed here in this, stocks that are basically, recovering a little bit. And this will be the question. This will be the big question. If and how and when growth stocks, momentum stocks, specs, all of this will go further up, because we are definitely longer or shorter time. Maybe it will take a couple of months, maybe 12 months, 16 months, and the rates will be a little bit higher, or the Fed will start to lower their, money printing. And on the other side, at some point, maybe 2023 or 2024 or even 2022, in the end of 2022, we see the first hike. So sooner or later, we come there. And this, as I said a couple of months ago, is, in my personal opinion, one of the deal breaker. The one needle that can burst the bubble, okay? Like it did in 2000s, like it did in the 1980s, and so on and so forth. So very much to be watched, the interest rates, guys, as soon as the Fed hikes them. I believe we see a very, very bad picture. Until then, let's party when the music is on, okay? The crypto market, the growth market, and so on. Now we're seeing, just this slight idea that the rates can go higher or the Fed money will be less. The stocks go 0.25%. Can you imagine what will happen when they're really doing it? Well, I can, and that's why I did this video a couple of months ago where I said the only real risk factor is the risk of the risk hiking. So if you like this kind of videos, make sure to subscribe and make sure to bang that like button for me. And I see you obviously latest tomorrow for Tesla Sundays.